So thank you so much, Jen, for joining me today. So we're just talking stories today of what people are doing, how they're adapting during this crisis, maybe even like where that you see things going. Definitely asking people if you can share something that is even positive that you kind of found through this whole time. Our focus is specifically more business and small businesses and how you're adapting. So for those that don't know Jen, do you want to introduce yourself and your business and what you do?
Sure. So my name is Jen Motyka. I own two different businesses. One is a home-based business, which is very adaptable to the current situation. And then my other business is kind of a event planning and business consulting. So the event planning is obviously very difficult because there are no events right now.
Right.
So that's been a major adjustment into how do we still connect with people, because that's really the purpose of events as a business owner. How do we connect to our customers, but not face to face? So I really think innovative ways of holding events, whether it's virtually or, I know some people are doing like drive-ins where the cars are spaced out and still
we
being
just did
able.
one of those. That was fun.
Yeah. So, finding really innovative ways to still connect with your customer base, but obviously following the social distancing guidelines and being safe is really the key, I think. So my home-based business, there hasn't been a glitch. If anything, that's kind of taken off now because it's dry nail polish. So a lot of people are having grow out on their nails.
Oh, yeah. Right. That's
Yes, they can't go to the salon. So really it's been like, oh my gosh, what else is there? And I think any business, if you're a problem solver, and this goes back to, like marketing 101, you want to provide a solution to your customers, right? So how can you still do that? And so for me, it's like, okay, if you can't get to the salon, I got you, and it's as easy as I have a website, so I'm not having to go out and do any deliveries or anything like that. So it's really easy for that business to keep going. The consulting, it's funny. My husband, he's an engineer, and they do meetings face to face. They have all these big drawings. So really the whole like Zoom world and virtual meetings is, there's been a real big learning curve there. Yeah. So it's kind of nice that I've been able to help them a little bit.
Have you been? That's great. That's great.
It's like, I got you, boo. I got you.
Like, this is my world. I can make this happen.
My world. Yes, exactly. So, I think we're finding better ways to connect. And I think a positive that's come out of this, if, we can find them, and I think it's important that we do, is, really nurturing those personal connections. We're not just, the mass text anymore. It's like, hey, how are you doing? How's your family doing? How can I help you? And really reinforcing and nurturing those relationships. I think from a business aspect, forming those connections and exactly what you guys are doing, the stories. Stories are such a real and authentic way to connect with other people and say, hey, it's okay to be scared. I'm also scared. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. I'm also overwhelmed. Yeah. But here's how I'm helping. Here's what I can do. Here's something to make you feel a little bit better about where you're at. And so I think really, again, to connections, they keep us safe, they keep us healthy, they keep us occupied. Time, they help pass the time that we're all stuck inside. So I think those have really been the key for me in helping me keep moving forward, because it's really easy to just get complacent. I mean, today, we were like, okay, we're going to do a Zoom. So I said, oh, I better, let out the mom bun, maybe do my hair.
Right.
So that's one way that I have kind of thought, here's the problem. So women are, we're trying to figure out how to homeschool and run our businesses and cook 3 meals a day. And, it's like this long laundry list. And so kind of our personal self-care, it's a term that goes big, that goes out the window because we have all these other things to do. So something I've been playing with and that I'm going to start is a little video series called In Between Beauty. And I'm going to have different people coming on and giving like home tips, hey, So you usually go get extensions for your eyelashes. Well, here's an alternative. Here's some tips to keep that going, or maybe get you in that in-between time, because it really is. It's an in-between time that we're stuck in. And if people remember that, you know, there's before coronavirus and there will be an after, you know, and so really this in-between time, how do we all stay a little happy, find a little happiness, you know, and even if it is a little superficial, when you look good, you do feel good. You know, I put on some mascara and I was like, oh yes, that's right. That's what you look.
So somebody that's, you know, cause you've already kind of worked in this world in the home, and I'm definitely talking to a lot of people too, that, you know, I'm used to this. We've had remote workers, we've had all of that for a long time. And that, you know, talking to somebody who's never done this before, this is a huge barrier right now.
Oh, yeah.
So what's advice that you might have for somebody that's kind of in that transition right now? Just mindset that's been maybe even helping you.
I think we all, and this is something I constantly am working on, is patience. You know, having patience with ourselves, having a little grace for ourselves and others. We're all kind of learning and fumbling. I mean, this is a situation almost none of us have experienced, you know? And so just being a little patient and understanding we have time. So I suggest looking up, you know, YouTube tutorials are great. Reaching out to other businesses that maybe, you know, if you have a friend that you know does a lot of videos on Facebook, hey, how do you do that? And then, you know, practicing. Even if you just stand in the mirror, I still, like, when I see my face on the screen, I'm like, oh, and I've done tons. I mean, I do trainings all the time virtually. So
it's so true.
Yeah, like it doesn't matter how many you do, there's always like that sort of almost stage fright, you know, like, oh gosh, I don't want to say the wrong thing, or I don't want to touch my face.
Right.
So true. Just, I think really having a little grace, and mistakes are going to happen, and that's okay. We're all in this together. Really just thinking about, we're all fumbling through this. You're not alone in not knowing or being scared, and there's resources out there. So I really think staying connected, again, like finding those people who can help you, and reaching out to them, and it's okay to ask for help. And I think that's really hard. I'm a very independent person, and I know it's always hard for me to reach out, but I have some really close friends who are leaders and seem to know what they're doing. So I'm constantly reaching out, like, okay, I got to do my first, whatever it is. How do you do that? You know, how do you go about it? So yeah, again, reaching out and staying connected, you know, information. Yeah, staying informed.
No, I love that. That's really good. Well, thank you so much for your time. And so it's Color Street is what you do, right?
I do, yeah. So I sell Color Street. I got a little shameless promotion here.
Yeah, no, I actually love that. My daughter has been just freaking out about her nails, so I will check it out, Jen. That'll be my way.
Yeah. So my you can go straight to my website. It's My Color Street. So like the word color and then street. .com/Jen, Jen. It's that easy.
That's pretty simple.
And you can shop, and it ships straight to you. It's made in the USA, and because it's such a small business, I've been privy to seeing how they're running things in the back office, and they are masked, they are gloved. They really are following strict protocol to make sure that the product gets to people safe. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I love hearing, I feel like everybody I'm talking to, and I know we're all being intentional about this, but is finding something that they can focus on that's positive. And I love the concept. Yes, my self-care has gone out the window. I do have to say my trainer actually delivered my bike, which I think is amazing. F&H delivered bikes to all of us.
Tina.
Right? Isn't that
amazing?
Incredible? Just
amazing example of a community leader who just
and so that's really been helping. But you know, the rest of it, it's like my routine's off. I'm just like feeling myself, and my food's off. So
the quarantine 15 is real.
No, I am not. I am not taking that. I'm going
Don't do it. Don't do it. And again, I mean, that's another place where there's a lot of resources. A lot of online classes are happening. So, there's lots of ways for us to find some comfort in something, whether it's the gym or doing our nails or, doing our hair one day. Those little things, they really do make the difference in your day.
No, I really agree. So well, thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you.
Put a link up when we get these going. So we're going to be publishing all this week, Jen, and and just spread the word. Anybody else that we can share stories, we want to keep sharing positivity.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Have a good one, everyone.
Take care.